Lucas couldn't shake off the guilt gnawing at him. Each second seemed to weigh heavier on his shoulders. Sarah had been left behind, gravely wounded. Every night, her face haunted his dreams, blending with the shadows of the forest. He had to go back. He had to know for sure if she was alive, or dead. But his decision to return to the forest brought fear into the hearts of the villagers, a fear that was almost palpable. "You can't go," one of the elders warned, his voice trembling. "There are forces in the forest that we cannot comprehend. That creature, it wasn't just an animal." Rumors echoed through the wooden houses, morphing into legends. They said the creature that attacked Sarah wasn't just a predator. It was something supernatural. A werewolf, maybe, or something worse. Lucas didn't fully believe it, but the look in that creature's eyes before the attack. That wasn't normal. There was something in its gaze that Lucas would never forget. Still, he wasn't ready to give in to fear. With only a few supplies and a knife in hand, he prepared to leave. Anna tried to stop him. "Lucas, we have other battles to fight. The symbol I found. It might be the key to all of this." He just shook his head. "I need to know if Sarah is alive. If I don't come back, take care of what we discovered. It could be more important than anything else." Without looking back, ignoring the fearful whispers of the villagers, Lucas disappeared into the forest. The towering, ancient trees seemed to close in around him, muffling all sounds except for the crunch of his footsteps. The darkness in the forest was dense, almost suffocating. Every shadow seemed to hide a secret, every sound whispered threats he wasn't ready to face. But Lucas pressed on, each step heavier than the last, as fear slowly crept into his mind. Was the creature lurking? And Sarah, was she still alive? He knew there was only one way to find out. While Lucas ventured deeper into the forest, Anna was obsessed with the symbol she had discovered. There were answers buried in that mystery, and she felt they were closer than ever. One morning, as she wandered near the edge of the village, something caught her eye, a small mound of disturbed earth. Her curiosity got the best of her, and she started digging. Before long, her fingers touched something, ancient scrolls. Her heart raced as she unrolled them. The words were in a language she didn't recognize. The letters were intricate, entwined like the roots of an ancient tree. But it was the illustrations that made her catch her breath, depictions of a creature strikingly similar to the one that had attacked Sarah. Could it be that these lands had a darker past than she had imagined? She ran to the village elder, a man whose tired eyes hid decades of knowledge. He examined the scrolls with trembling hands, his face transforming into a mask of concentration. "This language, it's older than anything we know," the elder murmured. "These scrolls speak of an ancient curse, something that has haunted these lands for generations. If what's written here is true, the danger we face is far greater than any of us realize." Anna felt a chill run down her spine. "What can we do?" she asked, her voice fragile. The elder lifted his eyes to hers, his expression grave. "We must translate these texts. Every answer could mean the difference between survival and destruction." Meanwhile, Lucas trudged heavily through the forest. Exhaustion weighed him down. After days of wandering among the ancient trees with no sign of Sarah, defeat seemed inevitable. The constant rustling of leaves and the distant chirps of birds now echoed his weariness. He decided to return. He didn't know if the village was still safe, but he knew he was nearing his breaking point. Finally, he spotted the village in the distance. An unexpected wave of relief washed over him, but uncertainty still clung to his thoughts. He didn't know what awaited him upon his return. However, before he could reach the village, a figure ran toward him. "Anna," he called out, surprised. She looked distressed. "Lucas, we need to talk." Without wasting time, Anna explained everything she had learned. The elder had managed to decipher part of the scrolls. "This creature, it's not just a legend," she said, her voice trembling. It's part of an ancient curse, tied to this land. And there's something deeper, something connected to our past. A shiver ran down Lucas's spine as he listened to Anna's words. Everything was starting to make sense, the attack on Sarah, the symbol, the scrolls. And now, a new danger loomed over them all. But Lucas had to go back. He still hadn't found Sarah. The next day, Lucas ventured back into the forest in search of her. And it was in the depths of the forest that he found her. She was exhausted but alive, lying among the roots and leaves. With immense effort, Lucas lifted her in his arms and carried her back to the village. With every step, he felt the weight of responsibility, but nothing could stop him now. Sarah was alive, and that was all that mattered. When they arrived in the village, there was chaos. Sarah was immediately taken to be cared for, but she knew there was no time to waste. Lucas. Miguel is alive, she said, still breathless. He helped me survive, but the creature, it captured him. The name Miguel brought instant silence. Anna and Lucas exchanged looks. Miguel, captured by the creature. Anna murmured. Yes. Miguel, the doctor who had been left behind, was alive, but now in the clutches of the creature. They had to act fast. There was a slim chance to save Miguel, and defeat the creature once and for all. Amid the tension, João appeared in the village. Everyone had assumed he was dead after falling from the lifeboat, but he had survived. In a miraculous turn of events, João had managed to reach the island, clinging to a piece of driftwood, possibly wreckage from a ship destroyed by the storm. He had survived alone until he found his way back to the village. When he appeared, it felt like a miracle. With the information gathered by Sarah and Anna, there was hope. The symbol Anna had found was the key. Now, with João's return and Lucas's determination, they had a chance to fight. We need to act quickly, Lucas said. The creature has Miguel, and time is against us. The group gathered to devise a plan. The village, once gripped by fear, now felt a small spark of hope. The creature could be defeated. Miguel could be saved. But the road ahead was dangerous. At dawn the next day, Lucas, Anna, João, and a few brave villagers ventured deep into the forest. The atmosphere was oppressive, as though the forest itself was against them. After hours of trekking, they reached the heart of the forest, where the curse had been cast. In the center stood an ancient stone, covered in moss and etched with ancient inscriptions. Anna unrolled the scroll. "This is it," she said, her voice trembling. "We need to activate the seal now." But then, a low growl echoed through the trees. The creature was there, watching them from the shadows. Lucas and João readied themselves for the confrontation. Anna knew she had to activate the seal before it was too late. The confrontation intensified. The creature, fierce and relentless, advanced with a brutal force that seemed impossible to contain. Lucas and João stood their ground, each blow struck with their primitive weapons was a desperate attempt to stop the beast. But with every attack, the creature responded with even greater fury. Its growl echoed through the forest, mixing with the sound of the wind blowing through the trees, creating an atmosphere of pure terror. Meanwhile, Anna held the scrolls with trembling hands, trying to focus on the ancient words. But the tension was unbearable. Her eyes darted to Lucas and João, who were fighting with all their strength, and in a moment of distraction, the scrolls slipped from her hands, falling to the ground. Panic overtook her. "No!" she screamed, crouching to gather the manuscripts, her fingers trembling as she tried to reorder them. At that moment, the creature found an opening. With a deafening roar, it attacked Lucas, its claws tearing through his shoulder, causing him to stagger back, gravely wounded. João tried to rush forward to protect him, but the creature turned on him as well, striking a blow that sent him crashing against the tree. The impact was so strong that he fell to the ground, groaning in pain, unable to get up. Everything seemed lost. The cries of Lucas and João echoed in Anna's mind as she struggled to recover the scrolls. The creature, now victorious, slowly walked toward her, as if savoring its imminent victory. Fear was written on Anna's face, but she knew she had to act quickly. With one final effort, her fingers finally found the correct sequence in the scroll. The creature was almost upon her when Anna, her voice trembling but determined, began to recite the ancient words. The air around her seemed to vibrate, and a soft light emanated from the symbol carved into the stone beside her. The creature paused for a moment, hesitating, as if it could sense the power building. With each word Anna spoke, the light around the seal intensified. The creature tried to advance once more but was pushed back by an invisible force. Desperate, it growled, trying to resist, but Anna continued to recite, her voice growing stronger with every second. The light grew until it became blinding, and then, with a thunderous crack, a powerful beam of energy erupted from the symbol, striking the creature head-on. The monster let out a scream of agony, its claws slashing at the air as its body began to disintegrate. The seal was activated. The curse was finally beginning to break. In the depths of the forest, where the seal had been activated, something still stirred beneath the surface. The symbol remained, and in the shadows, glowing red eyes watched, waiting. Peace had been restored, for now.